Well, it looks like Mr. Dog Poop bought another piece of equipment for the studio. Let's open it up and find out what it is. So this is pretty much how it works around here. I hear a knock at the door and somebody says, "Oh, I got a delivery for Mr. Dog Poop." I'm always the last person to find out. So I gotta go get the forklift, unload the truck, and then take it apart and figure out what the hell it is. It looks like it could be a studio pedestal. Let's cut it open and find out. Oh, it's heavy. Oh boy, it's heavy. Uh-oh. Mr. Dog Poop, I already broke your thing. Let's get it in the studio and figure out what to do with it. Man, I hope it fits through the door. One of the ways that we save money here at Mr. Dog Poop Studios is we buy a lot of used equipment. Now, we don't buy used cameras, we don't buy used SD cards or drives or anything like that. But when it comes to these are Vintens and these are studio pedestals. These new are between $25,000 and $75,000 each. I paid $600 for this one and $900 for this one. We just got this one today. It looks like it needs a little bit more air. It does come with a Mitchell mount cup holder, which is really nice. We have this Vinten tripod, which I picked up for $100 on eBay, and it also came with a fluid head. Now the fluid head's a little cracked up. It's usable, but not great. But look at how low this thing gets to the ground. It's Vinten quality, and it gives me, for $100, it gives me a tripod that I can go out, bang up, never worry about, take it outside, and get super low shots, or certainly go much higher. And that's only one stage, there's two stages, so it's a normal size tripod. It's not beautiful, it's not the most exciting thing, but to get shots, I don't have a lot of tripods that get down this low with a 100mm head, so for $100, that's a great, great tool. Typically on a movie set, you're gonna have a Fisher dolly or some kind of extremely expensive dolly. This will accomplish the same thing, but it's used for studio work. There's two red markers on the steering, and those line up with the wheel. So as we turn this, they should line up with the wheel, so that an operator always knows where they're going. If I want to turn this way, I've got this direction the wheel's going. If I turn it this way, this direction the wheel's going. So I know always where I'm pushing. So right now it's in crab steering, and you can see all the wheels move. Step on that, and now it just moves one wheel. Super fast, super easy, easy to maneuver, super smooth. An operator in crab mode, just like a Fisher dolly or other dollies, I can go sideways. I can aim it this way and go front ways. I can go at different angles. So now it's this one, it works a little bit differently, but it's in crab mode, and you'll see the camera stays straight. So even if I come back here, come through here, camera stays in the same position. And it's going to be the same on a Fisher dolly, on a Pro dolly. This has 3 wheels. It's built for a studio rather than a movie set. But you know what? It does the exact same thing. So for $600, I have myself something that can do the same thing as a Fisher dolly. The reason I like the studio pedestals is because of this. I can raise this wherever I want it. Try doing that with your tripod. If I put this in one wheel mode, I can get it in the position I want. And then I can lock all the wheels. I bring the lever up halfway, and it will go straight across. So I can't turn the wheel now, they're locked, and it's almost like being on tracks. Now I can operate this camera, do whatever I want while this is on tracks. That's pretty cool. Again, flip it up, and then I have the crab steering, so I can do different movements. It's really designed for studio work so that you can push in on a shot or you can change levels. Push in, pull out, you're basically getting dolly shots. Now, you can't even buy a cheap doorway dolly for $600. And a doorway dolly isn't gonna go up and down, and it's not gonna be this compact. So this is a 4-wheel steering. I can set it up for 4-wheel or 2-wheel steering dolly, doorway dolly that I built for Mr. Dog Poop. So this is custom built. It's made out of 2 axles from one of those adult wheelchairs, some 1-inch speed rail, some bicycle grips, a couple pieces holding them together. This is all Pro-Aim bazooka with a 360 rig on it, and then the person can slide around on here. We can build this up, put a jib on it, whatever we need. It has a good turning radius, and it's nice, and you can go places with it, and you can put a person on it, but this one can literally rotate and spin in place and do things because it has the crab steering. This dolly cost us a couple $100 to build if you don't include this stuff. The wooden part was actually the cutout from a sink counter. It was a butcher block countertop. We cut it out to put a sink in. We saved the piece and made it the platform. So we didn't pay anything for that, and it looks really cool. But I can't go up and down with it. I can't take it into a corner and push it with one person. The nice thing about this is it takes one operator. That one, the doorway dolly, is going to take 2 operators. This one you can do with one person while you're holding a beer. So if I want to do a shot, I'm drinking a beer, and I can still push it around. I would have to take my hand off the camera to steer it, but it's pretty cool. And the way this works is on balance. You fill this up with air pressure, which we demonstrated earlier with this. This one only has about 60 pounds of air pressure in it. And I thought we would be able to get away with that here, but this one takes 636 pounds, but it also holds 250 pounds of camera equipment. So I thought we could get away with 150 pounds. Doesn't appear that way. I have to get a better pump, like a pump for pumping up scuba tanks, airsoft guns. Then we'll be able to put enough pressure in it and have it move up and down a little bit better. But you get it balanced. And this one actually goes pretty high. So your camera's gonna be up here someplace, and it goes pretty low. So you can get low angle shots and high angle shots without setting anything on your tripod. On this one, this is the locking mechanism. So if you get to a height and you bring that over, now it won't move. It locks it in place. There's also a drag adjustment, and that adjusts some tension on the shaft so you can put a little more pressure on it. We have it basically off and just balanced on the air pressure. This one also has a lock. Now that can't go up and down. You could have 500 pounds on the top of that and it's not going anywhere. This is the drag adjustment. Again, it creates pressure going up and down. This one has too much pressure because it doesn't have enough air in it. Our compressor would only go to 150 pounds. It's not enough. The one problem that these have, that we have in the studio, is our floor is not level. We tried to make it level, it didn't happen. So when we put things in here, they tend to roll, and these don't have any brakes. because they're made to be in a studio. And this thing literally will just roll across the floor because the floor isn't level. So to solve that problem on this Vinten, I put these on. These are door stops that attach to a door, and then they have a button to let it off. We have them on both sides, and I figured you could just push down with your foot, and it's enough to keep it from moving. And we have them, 6 of them on the wheels. So that's an addition we made that doesn't come with these. If you look at this, you'll see these metal braces around here. Those are to prevent cables from getting run over. In the old days, everything was connected by cables. So there would be cables dragging behind this thing all over the place. And the last thing you want to do is run over a cable. So those are there, need to be adjusted so they don't hit the floor. And then when you encounter a cable, it pushes it out of the way rather than running over it. And because if you're going and you hit a cable, it tends to stop. If you're doing live broadcasting, that's not a good look, right? So if you're going fast enough, you go over it with a bump. So you can, if you look at the camera, you know, that's not going to be, either way, either getting stuck because you're not going fast enough or bumping over it. It's not good. So those are called cable guards. Most everything now is wireless and battery operated. We decided to take the cable guards off of this Vinten and replace it with some brakes so we could keep it in place. And they're extremely effective because you can push it down, and even if you have to pull it up a little bit, it's basically not on the ground anymore. So we can actually lift it off the ground, keep it stable in one place by putting all those down, and then to release it, just do that. The reason Mr. Dog Poop bought this one today was because we've been complaining. We have a Cartoni P20 with a teleprompter. It should support enough weight to keep this teleprompter unit up, but it doesn't. It's a struggle, and the air piston drains. So we wanted to get something. Plus this Cartoni is $7,000. Supposed to support 55 pounds, 50 or 55 pounds. It doesn't do a good job of it. I think it's for a lighter load. We have a bunch of those. It's another Cartoni P20. And the way this works is it uses air pressure. It comes with its own air pump, Cartoni air pump. So you can actually hook the pump up to the fitting here, and with your camera on it, you pump it up until you have enough pressure that it's balanced. So you have a tripod on the bottom, which will give you adjustable heights, and then you have about 24 inches of travel on the piston. When it's balanced with the right amount of air pressure and the right amount of weight, you can actually just push it to a position and it'll stay there. Same as those. It has a lock and it has a drag adjustment. So you'll see if I remove the weight, it's going to go up. So it's really a question of balancing this and getting it to a point where it has the right amount of weight on it. These weights are actually for the Vintens, so they fit in these trays. Because when you're on set and you have to take something off, let's say I need to take a battery off, switch it with a smaller one. In order to keep the balance, I'm going to have to adjust the weight, and that's the easiest way to do it. Pull a weight off, whatever the weight difference is, keep it balanced instead of trying to adjust the air pressure. And you can see the difference. We've got that one spread out and this one more compact. It spreads out more. The tripod can go up significantly higher, so you can adjust that. And then now your level is here. You can't really compare the quality, the smoothness of this heavy unit and that. These are convenient. They're great for our little 800 square foot studio over here, but these things are so smooth. They're just insanely smooth, and they have to be. They're for live broadcasting. It moves just as smooth with a big fat beer belly on it as it does empty. Mr. Dog Poop complained so many times that he was doing his job, and he's acting, and he's drinking his beer, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. And he's got to wait for the cameraman to reset his tripod, get it up, get it to a different angle. It's really disruptive. But with these Cartonis and with these, it's literally just that to get to a new level. Nobody on YouTube is talking about these units. They're talking about, oh, go buy a $3,000 tripod, go buy the Sackler this, go buy that. When it comes to names, Cartoni and Vinten are top of the line. When you're talking about studio equipment, people on YouTube aren't spending $65,000 on a pedestal, so they're not talking about it. So you don't know about it, but they're out there. And there's not a lot of competition for them. If there was, I wouldn't have bought that for $900, including shipping. And as I said, it comes with a Mitchell mount cup holder. So here we go again. We got a film in here tomorrow, and Mr. Cockroach,